Good morning, PotCoins. This is not, has never been, and never will be a clip-on tie. Today is Sunday, 15 February 2015. We are currently on block 631872 of the Pot chain. Here's what's been going on this week. The PotCoin dev team has been getting a lot of negative comments lately on Reddit. A question was posed: do the developers suck? And the answer is yes. At least one of them, Nihilator, has come out and made the claim that he is the one who sucks, although he did not provide sufficient proof for the claim. Some PotCoin bag holders are wondering why we haven't hit the moon yet, and the dev team is an easy target to blame. Is it really that surprising that PotCoin has not taken off yet? Over 65% of people in the US have never even heard of Bitcoin, and I would guess that about 95+% have never heard of PotCoin yet. I would like to shift the blame from the devs to the public. Most people are not ready for cryptocurrencies, and they probably won't be anytime soon. Just like how no one was using Google back in the year 2000. Then 4 years later, when Google had its IPO, it fell short. But now, given a decade to work, there's no one with internet access that doesn't know about Google. I still think it's fair to say, in a decade from now, there will not be a pot smoker that doesn't know about PotCoin. Not all of them will be using it, but not everyone uses Google either. Another difference was that Google had 5 years before their IPO. Crypto's IPO starts from the Genesis block. Overall, PotCoin has done more in its first year than Google, and while it's not as much as someone would have hoped for, it's still a very impressive amount. I can't wait to look back on these days the way that I look back on the .com boom. There was a lot of insanity, huge profits, and huge losses, great innovations, and great scams. But when we look at the world that we live in now, it pretty much started during the .com boom. I can't imagine a world without cryptocurrencies, but I can imagine that it might take a while. The last few weeks, I've been on this illegalize kick. And yes, that was stupid. It's not that I want pot to be illegal. It's just that I'm so disappointed with the direction legalization has taken. I'm now changing my position to pot should not be recognized by the law. It should not be legal or illegal. We should just be free to do as we please so long as we're not aggressing against anyone else. The more pot gets legalized, the harder it is for newcomers to break into the business. And based on this trend, it seems likely that legalization will mean protecting monopolies. The same way Monsanto gets government subsidies to grow GMO crops, and organic farmers have to pay more for compliance. I won't want to buy pot from Monsanto. I like my homegrown. And it seems like pot's going to get so legal that I won't be able to grow it at home. I hope that in my lifetime I can live in a society that has laws intended to protect people instead of laws created to screw people or rip them off and only protect those in power. Bitcoin created more jobs than the US government did in 2014. This should be no surprise to anyone. In 2014 alone, the Bitcoin industry has created about 250,000 jobs according to Cointelegraph. And the jobs created were not at the expense of other jobs. The government, thankfully, did not create many jobs. This is a good thing since the only jobs the government can create are bureaucratic positions that make the government even slower, more wasteful, and less efficient. They also create extra positions to hire stupid, rude assholes that like to give you attitude whenever you need something, such as registering a vehicle. Bitcoin, on the other hand, created real jobs, and jobs that would not have existed if not for Bitcoin. Examples include cryptocurrency developers and traders, journalists and chip designers, site administrators and arbiters, and many more. And even more jobs could have been created if not for the interference of the government. who says that you are not allowed to earn anything unless you give them a cut. And you would have to ask them for permission to work or open up a business. If the government stops restricting job creation, the economy would not just recover instantly, it would generate the greatest wealth in all of known history. That's it for this edition of Mad Potcoins. Smoke 'em if you got 'em.